not sure what the collective term is for people who reside in Menzoberranzan. Menzoberranzanians, perhaps? Welcome back. During our last session, we put together some, winter advisory warning paths, out in this area, which are serving their purpose. I do wish there was an easy way to, slide that down just a little. I worry that any attempts to do so will, mess the entire thing up. I do kind of like the ridiculous curve of it. One thing I was considering for up in this hilly district, and I'm not sure how much of an economic toll it might take. Let's get back to normal mode here. Goodness me, 82,000. Let's jump right back to that subject, the city on the hill. 1 second. Areas menu. How much does it actually cost to gain access to a new area? My two first choices. I want to zoom in, but I definitely don't want to purchase. Okay, maybe I just can't zoom in. My choices would be directly above us, or which way is which? It's too early in the morning for my poor brain. The east. To the north or to the east are my choices, because that would give us an additional option for highway access up here, as well as all of that farmland in the lighter green. However, this side would also give us access to the main highway and all of that forested zone if we wanted to continue building a lumber industry, or more accurately shift our lumber industry to the other side of the highway so that it could get directly to the highway, and then off on this side we could make it fully residential, perhaps. I kind of like that idea, but I did want that farmland is the only problem, so this would have been my choice. But the more I've thought about it, the more I kind of want to shift our lumber industry away. And that also puts us pretty close to that railroad there, which you can just barely see. Curving through the trees, there is a railroad access, which may be our only option. In this zone, I'm not seeing another railroad. I guess down here. So in that corner there is, but this would be a good way to access it. And then that's another way to get our lumber exported without having to use the highway. So I'm kind of liking that idea. So how much would it cost? I don't want to definitely do it, but alright, 3,900? Wow. I was expecting 10,000 at least. Hello there. Good morning, good morning. Yes, indeed. Happy Tuesday to anyone watching live or later today. Otherwise, it's probably a different day, and happy that day to you. Alright, I'll stop waffling here. I'm gonna go ahead and get this one 3,900. Why not? We'll have to run our water connection all the way from the river over, so we may end up needing some water towers out here to keep the flow adequate. But we'll deal with that. And I like the idea of having our lumber industry on a completely isolated side of the highway. Good morning there, and ow to you. So nice to see you. Alright. I've done it. I've spent the money. We've lost the funds. So we do have another cube available to us. We're at the right level for it or whatever. So if we do need access to another highway, or if we want to go ahead and launch into the railroad industry, we'll have that option. I'll keep it handy in our pocket. Let's make sure nothing's on fire. Alright, so as I was saying, the city on the hill. And I'm seeing that question in the chat. Is fishing a direction one can go? That little bay might be good for that. Let me zoom back out, so sorry. It is a nice little bay, yes, you are correct. And fishing is definitely a thing. I think it's a thing already as an entertainment, but maybe not as an industry. But there is a brand new DLC, I believe, called Sunset Harbor. Pardon me, I need a little water before I launch into this speech. There is a new DLC called Sunset Harbor, which adds fishing as an industry, I believe. So if we want to shell out for that when we reach the bay, that sounds fantastic. Ooh, so many options. Alright, back in. So we now have a way to get, or an opportunity to get across the highway and make use of all of these lovely, lovely trees. We should probably put a fire station, or several, nearby. And enact that district-wide smoking ban again. So the main question is, how are we going to get across the highway? And there's probably just the simplest way to do it would be to remove all these curvature highway off-ramps and just run elevated straightaways directly across the highway and continue them all the way up to the woods. Let's see what that would cost here. We have 84,000. And a quick check to make sure there's nothing we were, like, desperate for. Just before I blow all of my money on roads again. We have, like, a library. We have... Oh, they don't have very good library access at all up here. I could remedy that. And in fact, we left the perfect size spot for it. Let's go. Alright. Now we have $60,000 to spend on roads while our good people are getting the smarts injected into them. At the public library. Okay. So I probably, since I'm disrupting the main highway connection, I probably want to pause it until the said connection is restored, or else everything's gonna shut down. However, that means we're going to stop making money. That's not good. So we'll give a quick check into this. What's our next level up opportunity? That's right, we just needed a ton more visitors. We already have the entertainment where it needs to be. Fantastic. So that should pick up again once we've unpaused it. Alright. So, I should just be able to run it straight. Pausing it for now. Sorry to the good folks in midair here. It is so nice to see you all. Hello, hello. Ooh. Alright. These. May be able to keep that one, but I'm not sure if it'll do me much good. Alright, so this is a highway. Let's go to highway. There we are. Lift it up and place it as close as I can. Alright, I believe you now. I think that's just one square. It may be a little longer. And there's no grids on highway, so that won't help me. I think it's longer. Let's take this. Try to match the first side. maybe? I have such a hard time telling without a direct guide. Okay. We may need a little more space up here, too, to connect these. I should probably just bring that out to here before we take it back down. Now that I think about it, let's leave this. And then we'll make sure it's the same. Because I want one full square of elevated road. Alright. Have to fix these directions, too. That should help us out a bit. So I'm going to need to remove those highways and slant it down. Let me just go ahead and put this in. These back up and over here. Perfect. That should give us plenty of room to work with the on-ramps and such. Let's bring it down on the other side. And then we'll fix the direction. Alright. Change direction. That looks good. And that looks good. Alright. So, let's get an on-ramp. And I don't want it to curve that way. I guess we can go from back here. Or we'll just make a new one. Not sure exactly where it makes the most sense. We could even have like another intersection up here. I think. Just to give people another opportunity to turn around. I might make it one way even. Let's upgrade that. Alright, and then we'll change direction of this one. Then from there, back to off-ramps. See if it does any of its own curve. There we go. That's what I'm hoping for. Alright. Not sure if that's a very good structure for the AI. I think they don't really like angles like that, especially with this weird intersection I've put in it. But we'll see what happens. We can always mess with it later. Make this into like a full elevated roundabout or something to get it moving if we need to, but I'm hoping it'll just be industrial traffic up this way onto the highway. We can create another slip road here or something if we need to. Once that gets heavy, and then we'll be able to repurpose this, perhaps just into more residential zone, which I kind of like because we've been polluting over here with our coal plant, which has corrupted this area and made it prime for redemption. The way that this is sort of a little basin over here makes me want to fill what is currently our lumber zone, and will be in the future more housing, likely, along this commercial strip. I want to put lake in here, a man-made lake, if at all possible. I think it will be possible to have like a water output pipe that will fill this area, and we can sort of terraform it lower down, so that once we're done, the view from here will be less of a polluted coal power plant and quite a bit more lovely. That is a strange idea in my heart. So, we have access over here now. We're now at $43,000, and I still have some more off-ramps I need to make. Let's go ahead and fill this in. It is a little silly to have these so near the highway. Ideally, I should put it from, like, here out. This would make more sense. But I'm just gonna follow the weird structure I made here for now. Guess this looks crazy. Alright, and from here in. That should do it. So everyone can get back there now. I should be able to unpause it without consequence, I think. And we'll see what everybody does. Oh, thank goodness they floated back down to Earth. Alright, so that industrial traffic is coming in. They have to slip through there, which isn't very quick. That's definitely going to cause some issues. I wonder if making it just a little bit wider is possible / would help. And I always forget there aren't 4-lane one-ways, which confuses me so. Let's try one of these. Why not? It's a little too wide for it. Fair enough. So I'm not exactly sure how to fix that. But again, we'll let it run for a bit and see how badly it might get backed up. At the very least, they have access. So with 43,000 left, I think we can continue to try to make the industrial road out here into the woods. I'm just now realizing this is a highway. I didn't necessarily mean to build my elevated structure here out of highway. That is a little weird. And I think it might cause problems. Because this isn't necessarily a highway here either. This is supposed to be the exit from a highway, so if I make this an industrial highway, but at the same time, the industrial traffic will have to get off here, so I'm not sure if this is going to work and is actually kind of subtly genius, or if it's the worst idea I've ever had. Is what I'm trying to figure out. Probably the latter. So I might want to just upgrade these instead of highways, turn it into 4-lane, I guess. And then we'll want to build something similar here, like funnel the traffic into maybe a roundabout and build another straight collector road on this side of the highway in case we need some shops. Is probably the idea. So, let me see here. I wonder if for the moment I can just take it back down to its most basic level. And then we can fix it from there. That is a very regrettable waste of money for all those highways I did not need. But let's see how this works. Alright, they're jamming up there almost immediately. Oh, good. So we'll definitely be well served by a slip road here once the industrial traffic starts coming through on this side. Alright. So for this one, I'm just going to run with one of the existing roundabouts. Let's do a small, in fact. Angle it just a bit, though it doesn't really matter. I'm going to end up deleting those. So I guess I can just put it there, and yeah. Alright. So we'll just use their structure. The question is, should I make it as big as these are? I probably don't have to. Until later on, we'll leave room to expand it. So I'm going to make it one way. Oh good, it already is. They've thought ahead. So I just need to, I guess, make these one way as well. Would probably make sense. And freeform this. I'd love it to go the other way. Let's try taking it back one. Yep, I just want that little curve. Little curve the other way. Oh, wouldn't that be nice? Let's try this. There we are. Okay, upgrade these. So, very quick and dirty roundabout there. This is tremendously not ideal. Right now I really just need like an off-ramp that goes from here right over to here. Silly as that is. Just to get us through this nightmare until it's on the other side. Let's see if I have any options to do something like that. Not really cheaply or uncomplicatedly. But that would hilariously cut the traffic in half. It would only be industrial traffic leaving this way that would go along the main road and out if I was able to skirt this up. Let me try something ridiculous. Alright, I don't want it to intersect that road, and I don't think I can do anything but take it all the way over. Which is going to be very steep. Yep, I don't know if this is enough room. So unless I have it intersect with that road... how else could it happen? And this is such a nasty thing here, too. I can't wait to just remove all of this once we get the lumber zone to the other side. And maybe that's what I should be focusing on. Instead of trying to make sure this traffic still runs, just hurry and switch it. Because this is such a mess now. Oh, goodness me. Definitely not the way to build an interchange. I think just the fact that I have them on these two roads is making it very overcomplicated. If there was some way to combine these into a single overpass, that would probably serve our needs better. So for the moment, let me just put this back in place. I'll stop messing around. They'll have to deal with it for now. Because I can't think of any way to quickly slip this past. It needs to be before the first... Anyway, as I was saying, let's keep going with this. Let's jump to a 4-lane. I still don't have anything decorative, so we'll just take it straight on back from here. Just into the trees a bit. Alright. And we're gonna need to bring the water pipes all the way over. I'm actually wondering if this roundabout might not be the perfect spot to put, since it is a smaller roundabout, a little water tower. Right in the center, and then we'll run that across. That'll be sort of our foothold into here. Alright. Foothold established, Captain. Oh, looks a bit like a Celtic knot, you were saying? That's a very kind comparison. For my strange shapes, I guess that is appropriate for the city of spiders, somehow. I'm building out the abdomen now. No, it's getting creepy. Okay, so all of the sewage and everything is still going to have to run the whole length of the map to get out. I don't think that's necessarily a problem, but we'll keep an eye on our water and sewage availability. It does look like we could stand for an upgrade sooner rather than later, especially if we're building a whole new section of pipes. Alright, let me see if I can take this all the way down. I want to unpause it too, because that water tower should, when it comes online, it should affect this level. However, I'm just remembering that a water tower probably takes power to operate. Who would have thought? So let's give a little power on this side. I guess it's windiest in this corner, but really not more than 7. I guess I'll go near the highway, sure. Highway's naturally loud, so a little noise pollution there is no big deal. And then we'll just shimmy it across. Oh, we'll just shimmy it. It'll be grand. Ah, lagged on me, pardon me. That's not what I want. Okay. That should give us a tiny bit more water availability, and then I guess to make full advantage of the windmill, I should connect it to the grid as well. Make sure that all lights up. There we go. Perfect. Alright. So we should have water availability out there now. Everyone's still doing alright. Not seeing any garbage build-up or deaths or fires. Well, if you say so. So in terms of upgrading our pipes, we still don't have access to these, like, water treatment plants, which I think are kind of the upgraded version of these outputs. Good morning and welcome. So nice to see you there. So, we won't have access to that until we have a population of 34,000. Our best bet is to throw another eco-water outlet, which which will give us a little more sewage availability. It looks like I can kind of place it right in on the existing pipe. I'll give them a little bit more space between them. Hopefully that will come right online. Alright, so you see just that water tower seems to have bumped up our water availability way back up into the green, so that's good. That is online now. And it's done the same for our sewage treatment. Perfect. So we're slowly making those needed upgrades. However, as you continue to do that, obviously the bad, negative consequences will continue to build as well. More people, more power, more sewage, more trash, more deaths. Sort of a interesting perspective that playing these sorts of games gives you on life. See, that's like a huge problem when people are trying to load their goods and stuff at this shop, holding up the entire highway by doing so. Then it'll happen multiple other times down the line. It's really not ideal. It has served our needs very, very well. I love you, Lumber Zone. I don't mean to criticize. But it's definitely time for an upgrade. So, back on this side, we have 25,000 here. Let's see where the richest forestry options are. Deep in the forest, where the richness lies. Alright, so I'm going to take this road out just a touch more, and then start building some industrial roads. I probably just want these straight away here so we can count them out. There we are. Let's go. I think I can afford 3 in. Start from the end. Back with these. There we go. Small Industry Road and Small Industry Road one way. Do we have Medium Industry Road as well? Okay. That can only be 2-way. Fair enough. Let's try some of this small for now. I'm going to take it 3 out on either side. That should get some pretty deep forest access there. And then let's take a little bit of a... Oh, what's the word? A little bit of a diagonal, I guess? With these. Just to have our industry sort of widen as we go into it. Alright. So I need to make a district, likely. For forestry. Alright. Can I make that any bigger? I guess it's just the selector. Okay, I need to paint the district first, and then I can click it with that. I get it. So this whole thing out here will be the start of our mighty forest industry. Does anyone need journals? No? Note paper? Hmm? And this will, of course, be... Oh, it's going to be a surprise. This always takes me forever to slowly click across. I'm so sorry. Ta-da! The new lumber zone. Okay. So what do we have in here? We have it selected for forest industry and no smoking ban enacted. I think the other ones are defaults. Smoke detector distribution and recycling, etc. So let me say forest industry. There we go. And inspect policies. Smoking ban. Yes, please. That's more of something I just need to enact. Worldwide here, or statewide, whatever this is. Okay, that should be exactly what we need. Now we just need to make sure that there's water and power all the way down to it. 21,000, we're doing okay. We already have our water very close to the end, that's fantastic. Just fill this out. Alright, everybody has plenty of water. How are we going to get power out there? We could obviously have just another windmill. Or I could run another ugly power line up here, which is probably what I'm going to have to do. So let me make our first industry zone as close to this corner as I can. Right there. See if someone takes us up on it, and then we'll run the line for them. Alright, unpause and speed up. We're still in the green, money-wise. We don't have many places for people to move in, but some people are still moving in. As residences upgrade, I suppose. Oh, any time now. There it is. Alright. So now we know where we need to run the line. Just get it out there. They should have everything they need to start building here. So, let's fill out some more spaces for them. I want to leave the ends of these roads open just in case we want to connect them up at some point. So I'm leaving a little space at the end for a potential 90-degree angle. Alright, that'll get us deeper into the woods there, where it's nice and rich. So, the beginnings of our new industry are taking shape over there. We can probably keep this road in place for anyone who needs to go that way on the highway, but we could also later build, a one-way highway access over and across, and then we can build a slip road here as well to give the industry traffic plenty of options and opportunities to get out of here. Don't stick around, and definitely don't head into our residential side. So by the end of this, we should have a nice riverfront property here. If we ever want to take advantage of this ore, we can, and then we can also transfer it into more residential property later. Once it's healed up, and we can build parks and all that to help it. But I think this is going to be our first healing project. Once we have everything moved over to the other side, we can probably let these ore industries burn themselves out. They may already be getting close to doing so here. It's still a little bit in the hills. So we'll keep the ore industry going for a bit, but we can slowly start removing this so that our traffic problems, aren't so bad. And At some point, we'll probably want to relocate these slightly polluting recycling centers over to the pollution zone here. And that will help us out. So, I'm going to be running out of time soon, regrettably. I have to run off and see what in the heck is happening to my voice today. Thank you for bearing with me. Let's see, give a quick check to how everyone's doing happiness-wise. No happiness in the lumber zone. That would be unwise. Tempted to throw something in up here. Just to help him out and keep that leveling up. We're also getting a little sad over here at the end of the commercial strip, where it's polluty. Aww. Aw, it's so polluty and sad. Throw something in there for the good folks. Alright. Sure. I'm hearing the chorus of all of those level ups telling me I've done the right thing. Let's throw one more in down here, just to make the lumber zone happy. In fact, I would like to watch it. I would like to watch you get happy. Yes. Wait, no, it's not really reaching across into the lumber zone, but it's mostly the commercial zone I was worried about anyway. And that is leveling up like crazy, so good. Good. You can see the hills are still leveling up as well. Oh, yes. I really like that mechanic. Watching everything slowly improve and flesh out organically is such a cool way to do it. Alright, so in our last remaining moments, I guess it is a long way to drive. Most people are choosing the old lumber zone, if at all possible. So they're having a problem finding workers to get all the way out here. We could remedy that by starting a small residential offshoot here. And that would give us some more nearby workers who may consider this a better commute. Let's flesh that out real quick. I guess it can probably be a small road for now, though we'll likely want to upgrade it later. And I'm going to make it curve just a little. Just a little. Alright, so we don't necessarily want it near the highway, but all of this is some really nice space. Let's take another 4-lane out here. Maybe about halfway. Blow too much money. Let's keep it around 3,000 for now. And that'll give us a little barrier when it starts to get woodsy. We may want to take advantage of some of this, and that'll create noise, so I'm trying to back it up probably more than we need. And then we'll just create a couple of little cut roads here that can be straight. Just to give us some options. And then I probably want to do this one weird. Let's take it from here, from the inside out. Just try to make use of as much of that space as we can. Alright, we'll start there, since that's really close to the water pipe. We'll run it across. Hopefully the power will follow. Let's run one straight down here, though. not very clean. Alright. So, I'm gonna hope that electricity will work itself out. Let's pick some of these to start with. Leave a little room there. And is that gonna make it? It's very close. But Water Tower does not have a very large electrical grid. That's alright. We'll temporarily boost it. Alright, so hopefully some of these folks will start to think that these are pretty good jobs. I want to get my hands all calloused and hold an axe and, flannels. Yeah. No, that sounds pretty attractive. We'll see if there's some other problem with it, too. I think it was just the lack of workers that made these abandoned. Regrettably, hopefully that will now change, like I think it just did for this one. Hopefully people will move back in there, and it'll be right as rain. Alright, at the same time, they are going to need a couple of places locally to shop, or they're going to go hungry. We cannot have this. Switch back to selection mode here. And I'm going to give them this side of the road, because I want to keep building that grid in as many directions as possible here. So we have all this nice flat space that we're going to want to take advantage of eventually, probably with another collector road over here. And then we'll have something else coming off the roundabout to meet up with it in future for sure. Right now that's sort of a loud zone because of our windmill, but we'll figure out a new place for that. Alright, this one's already rebuilding because they think, I think maybe we could make a go of this now. However, they need power. Yes, yes. There you are, my friends. Make sure they don't need water as well. Good. Good. Start to bring this out, because I will forget. Alright. Still have good water availability. How's our electricity? Still in the green, not too bad. Probably gonna want to go ahead and just give them a whole slice at this point. Let's go these two. And over here. Aha, the other thing I was going to put over here, right near the forest industry too, is another fire station, because we're very far from the others now. Yikes, are we far from the others? So I'll put that, I guess I want it as deep into the forest as possible, sure. Put that so that the trucks spawn on the industry road, but it has direct access to the collector. And it needs power as well. It's getting a little tricky. I think I might just wait until it fills out here, as silly as that is. They don't have much industrial need, is the problem. Maybe I could help that out with some more residences over here. We'll get there. I'm gonna give them that whole slice. This one. That's going to be an awful lot at once, but we'll deal with it. Everyone I know has water there, that should be fine. Just need to convince them that more jobs are necessary so that the power jumps across. I really shouldn't be playing around with it, though. Since it is a fire station. I just don't want to mess up any of the trees irreparably, which would lower the richness of this forestry zone. However, I'm sure that's what building on it does regardless, so I'm not sure what I'm worried about. I think that's one. Yes, okay, it fixed itself. Good. Perfect. Don't have to worry about it now. Alright, so more houses are coming in here. Let's make sure that they have a little bit of entertainment. Huh, that works out well. Sure. Hopefully that will help them level up a little quicker. So this is great so far. We have a nice expansion into the other side of the highway. We have a workable interchange that definitely needs improvements. But once we see what the traffic looks like coming from this side, we should be able to be in better shape to make those improvements. It's also possible that we can have the industrial traffic come up to this collector road and go all the way out here and have another industrial highway access here, and then we could make it like a no heavy trucks at all going across this way. We can totally do that with districting, I think, if we have it unlocked. So we'll have a couple of options to direct the flow of traffic once our new zone is properly up and running. Which it's getting there. It's about, half the size of our existing one now. In which case I can probably start to D-zone this. And it will instantly be available space. We can make some quick road improvements too, and then try to convert it into residential. I don't think the pollution will be too bad, even as we continue to let our ore palace burn itself out. Even though I might not want to build along this final strip here, but we'll check. So for now, I'm just going to go ahead and D-zone right by the highway here. That'll just get rid of some of that traffic that always backs up while they're loading their trucks. So D-zone both of those and D-zone that one. I want to keep making a little bit of this money as we're building out this one. I don't want to fully flip the switch just yet. But hopefully that'll also send the need for more industry over to this side of things. The ends here, I want to be a little bit more careful. Let's go ahead and select these spots. Having a power issue. I guess we're running it out fully. Understandable. What can we afford? So we could put another coal power plant in. One, in my opinion, is enough. Is it something that got... Yeah, it's something that got disconnected because there aren't industrial buildings there. I should have thought about that. That was silly. That should fix it. So it's just that they didn't have access to the coal power plant and they're all running off of 3 windmills. That was the problem. Here you guys go. So sorry. Alright, back in action there. So we don't have to upgrade our power just yet. Did I finish zoning that? I think so. Good, good. We'll wait until we have another level deep to zone the other side. We should jump across the road now. I'm going to leave 4 spaces there. And then fill this out. Nice. Alright, so our new lumber zone should be up and running. I have to go, regrettably, but thank you very much for coming along for the journey here. We have a new lumber industry zone, a much richer lumber industry, with less pollution nearby, and some residences so that it can be more easily reached. We'll continue to fill out shops and such next time. Thank you very much for your patience and your companionship. I will see you back in Menzoberranzan next time. Bye for now.